Okay, this sand crab has seen a lot of sand. It definitely needs some help here. This is a Redline sand crab. See if it'll focus in so you can see. There you go. And it's in a pretty rough condition. Actually, it's in pretty good condition. It's not that terrible. We've got, a lot of paint wear. Almost all the paint's gone, and the top windshield is broken off. I guess there's a cover over here. And it's dirty and it's beat up, but it's pretty sound in its construction. It has been painted, it looks like, by somebody. Looks like maybe an enamel, maybe a spray paint. Something's been sprayed over it. Someone's tried to customize it. But that's come off a long time ago. It appears that the original color was maybe pink or purple. It's hard to tell because, like, underneath here you can get a good look at the original color. I'm not sure if that's a rose or a pink or a purple or what it was originally. If you can tell by looking here in the video, then let me know. I'd love to know. But it was Spectraflamed at one point, so we're going to do the same thing, and I'm really excited about this. I went to the Redline Shop's website, and I got all sorts of Spectraflame colors. Look at all these. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, they just keep coming. So I am super excited to try out all of these. If you've seen my channel, you know that I love the urethane that the Redline Shop has, especially their Spectraflame. It's awesome. So I think that we'll probably do this guy in rose. I don't think it's definitely not purple, and that's the only other color that comes close. It might be a pink. I don't know, but we're gonna go with these. We're gonna make this sand crab rose, and I think it's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have to use a zinc plater, lots of stuff, lots of work, but it's gonna be well worth it when we're done. So let's begin by taking them apart, and normally I show you this, but I show you all the time, and I'm sure you're bored of it, so I'm just going to take this apart off camera. Space is pretty dirty and corroded. It's particularly corroded down there. This uses the plastic insert here for the suspension, and we know from experience that I'll be able to dip this in lime out and it will not eat that away if as long as I don't keep it in there for too long. So that's probably how we're going to clean this up. It has caps for the wheels. And notice this. Look at this one. I was looking at it. Look how off-center that red line is. I've noticed some modern day Johnny Lightnings have the same problem. So anytime I buy a car, I'm very particular that the ring is, nice and round like that. That's a good one. These reproduction caps sometimes get some hate from people, but really the reproductions are not going to have that problem. But anyway, the interior is dirty, of course, because it's open, and the front windshield is painted and pretty gross. I'm going to have to replace this top one because it's broken, and they come as a set, so they're both going to get replaced with new reproduction windshields. But aside from being dirty, it's fine. And then the body, we won't know how bad it is until I get it into the stripper tank. Before we get this in the stripper tank, I wanted to show you how I grind these posts. Notice that when I've drilled them, they're concave and they've got some burrs on them. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. You see how they're not flat? That can cause problems because you want to drill these out perfectly centered so that your screw will go down to the most meatiest part of the post. So the best idea is to grind these flat. So you can use a file, and I've done that plenty in the past. It works great. But I'm inherently lazy, so I'm going to grind them using this. And that's what you're looking for. You want it to be nice and flat. That way we can put a dimple using our punch in the middle there and then drill it out nice and straight. Okay, we've stripped off all the paint, and this casting is greatly discolored. And some of the zinc plating appears to have been worn off. It's It's hard to tell. It could just be corrosion. It's in pretty rough shape. Now, there aren't any dings that I can find. In that respect, it's in great shape. Structurally, it's great, but the finish is pretty terrible. So this is definitely going to need to be put into the zinc plater. So next you're going to see it bloop, 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 bubbling in the zinc plater. She's a bubbling. This is one of my favorite parts of any restoration. I like watching it get zinc plated, and then the process of taking it out and finishing it up and how beautiful it looks when it's done. So anyway, this will take me probably about an hour of in and out of the zinc plater and polishing it up, but when you see it, it's going to look gorgeous, I promise. So it comes out of the zinc plater looking like this. It's all dull and gray. Actually, I think it looks pretty cool, but not what we're going for. And what this is some zinc crystals that's formed, and you can't feel, I mean, it's as smooth as can be, but that's what it is. It's some zinc crystals, and that creates a uneven surface, which makes the light diffuse, so it's not shiny. So with a little bit of steel wool, you can see it shines right up. And once we get all of the crystals off, then I'll go and polish this with some metal polish. So this just takes a few seconds to steel wool this up, and it looks really good. So I've started the polishing process on this. This is the polished side. This is unpolished. You can see the difference. Got some polishing compound on my fingers there. Got it on the polished side. But you can see it's pretty much a mirror finish when you're done. Shininess is really hard to show on camera, but it's very shiny. So I'm going to finish up this polishing. I use Mother's Mag and aluminum polish. I found it at the local True Value. I'm sure there's lots of good polishes out there, but this is just the one that I use. You can do this by hand. It's not difficult, but why do something by hand when you can use a Dremel? One of the most important things to do before you spectraflame one of these or paint any of these bare metal is to fully degrease it. I use acetone. You could use all sorts of stuff, dish detergent, tons of things will degrease. I like acetone just because I like the smell of it. I know it's weird, but I like the smell of it. We're going to mix this up. It's 5 parts paint to 1 part hardener because this is a urethane. Now it's going to get loud, and I'm going to wear a mask because this stuff is nasty. So just bear with me. Now, like all open interior cars, it is filthy, but it's in good condition. Look, the steering wheel's still there. It's in good condition. So I'm going to be lazy, and I'm just going to drop this in my ultrasonic cleaner. It won't get it spick and span, but it will get most of it. So this base is pretty crusty. It needs a lot of work. And the first step for getting this to look nice is a dip in the lime out. This is basically a hydrochloric acid. It's a mix of 3 acids, it's my understanding. It can do a lot of damage to this base, so we need to be careful and not leave it in for too long. But we'll leave it in for a little while. Notice the bubbling action coming off of it. That's the reaction happening. It's kind of weird and scary to watch. After you pull this out of the acid, it looks kind of black. It's part of the chemical reaction, but it polishes up very nice, as you can see. It's very shiny. In fact, it's so shiny it's hard to tell, you know, on camera, but you can see my fingers. It's a mirror finish. This is a very attractive base. Look at all that. I like that. And it wraps around, so this is exposed. It's nice. I like it. Reproduction wheels that just snap on. I'm using an axle bender to kind of hold it there because this is, see, there's quite a lot of, you know, extra there. That's from the manufacturer. There's nothing I can do about that. And also this wobble, that's because it's just worn out. That's this plastic right here. Again, there's really nothing that I know of that I can do about that. Okay, while that does not look like new, it does look good. think I can bend this axle. This one is bent. So I'll bend it. Try and bend it back. Easier said than done. The interior is very clean. That electrosonic cleaner does so good and makes it so easy for me. You know, there's somewhere, this is an open interior, so you're going to have the wear on the plastic. Not a ton you can do about that, but I don't think it'll be very noticeable. It's going to look great. Oh, look at that. Does that not look beautiful? This Spectra Flame paint, nothing compares to it. And really, on the screen here, it's not, you know, it doesn't show. The camera doesn't pick it up. Real life is so much better. Anyway, we basically just have to put this guy back together. And I have some reproduction windshields here I got from the Redline shop. Makes life really easy. Just pop that guy in right there. That's good. And this one's going to sit up like that. I think that's how it's going to look. Just need to be careful when I put the screws in that I don't hurt that new glass. I think I'll do that off camera real fast and I'll be right back. Well, this is unquestionably one of my best restorations to date. It is gorgeous. Now the original came with stickers so that you could put, you know, decorate them with flower stickers. I'm not going to do that because I think that's dumb. I don't like it. I think this is beautiful. And I doubt this is going to be going over very many sand dunes in the future. It's going to be staying in the display shop. So you can show off the beautifulness of it. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous looking car. Well, anyway, if you'll remember, this is the before, and now we have the after. And I hope you enjoyed this restoration, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.